नमस्कार। देश की सर्वोच्च पंचायत में होने वाली चर्चाओं पर आधारित कार्यक्रम संसद संवाद में आप सभी का स्वागत है। मैं हूं प्रीति सिंह। संसद के मॉनसून सत्र में महिला सशक्तिकरण की दिशा में एक गंभीर प्रयास हुआ और मातृत्व लाभ संशोधन विधेयक 2016 को पारित कर दिया गया। संशोधन से मातृत्व अवकाश की अवधि 12 सप्ताह से बढ़ाकर 26 कर दी गई है। पारित विधेयक महिलाओं की सवैतनिक अवकाश की सुरक्षा को सुनिश्चित करता है और अपने बच्चे के पोषण के लिए काम से अनुपस्थित रहने पर भी पूरा वेतन पाने का हकदार बनाता है। संशोधन के प्रावधान कर्मचारियों को निर्धारित दूरी पर क्रेच की सुविधा भी उपलब्ध कराते हैं। विधेयक स्वस्थ, सुरक्षित माता और सुपोषित शिशु का मार्ग प्रशस्त करेगा। बिल मातृत्व लाभ विधेयक 1961 में संशोधन करता है। यह विधेयक लोकसभा में भी पारित हो चुका है।
श्री अशोक सिद्धार्थ।
मानवर, ये बिल हमारी उन कामकाजी माँ बहनों और बेटियों के लिए लाया जा रहा है जो सरकारी, गैर सरकारी, प्राइवेट सेक्टर में, कारखानों में, सर्कस उद्योग में, तमाम इस तरह के जहाँ पर 10 या 10 से अधिक कर्मचारी कार्यरत हैं। मानवर, भारत में खराब स्वास्थ्य सेवाओं के कारण, गर्भधारण करी हुई स्त्रियों की उचित देखभाल न होने के कारण, खान पान की उचित व्यवस्था न होने के कारण जो मृत्यु दर है वो भारत में सबसे अधिक है। गर्भवती महिलाओं के संबंध में WHO की एक रिपोर्ट आई है जिसके अनुसार विश्व में प्रतिवर्ष 5,29,000 माताओं की मौत उचित सुविधाओं के अभाव में हो जाती है, जिसमें केवल, बड़े दुख के साथ कहना पड़ रहा है, जिसमें केवल भारत में ही लगभग 1,31,000 मौतें भारत में होती हैं। इस पे स्पष्ट होता है कि गर्भवती महिलाओं की समुचित सेवाएं भारत में नहीं की जाती है। जहां तक इस बिल का सवाल है, ये बिल उन कामकाजी महिलाओं के लिए लाएगा जो देश में लगभग 18 लाख के आसपास कार्यरत हैं, लेकिन उन गरीब महिलाओं के लिए जो गरीब गाँव में बसती हैं, जिनको आज भी आज़ादी के 70 साल के बाद भी पूरी तरीके से सेफ, स्वस्थ प्रसव की सुविधा उपलब्ध नहीं होती है, उनके लिए क्या माननीय मंत्री जी या माननीय सरकार क्या उनके लिए भी इस तरह की कोई सुविधा देने का काम करेंगी? मैं इस बिल का स्वागत करता हूं कि इस बिल में 12 हफ्तों की जगह 26 हफ्तों की बढ़ोतरी करने का काम किया गया है। लेकिन अगर इसको 26 की जगह अगर हम पूरे 9 महीने के लिए ही गर्भवती की माता को, बहन को, बेटी को अगर छुट्टी देने का काम, विथ पे करने का काम करें तो ज़्यादा अच्छा रहता है। बिल के पास होने से हमारी उन माँ बहनों को जो सरकारी कर्मचारी हैं या जो तमाम कार्यरत करती हैं, उनको इस बिल से लाभ तो मिलेगा और लाभ मिलने के साथ साथ जो मृत्यु दर है उसमें कमी आएगी। इस बिल की जो सबसे अच्छी बात है कि जो प्रत्येक महिला जो कर्मचारी है उसको नियुक्ति पत्र के साथ साथ इस बात से अवगत कराया जाए कि तुम्हारे अधिकार क्या क्या हैं, तुम जब गर्भवती होगी तुम्हें क्या क्या अधिकार मिलेंगे। मैं माननीय मंत्री जी से आपके माध्यम से निवेदन करना चाहूँगा कि जो गांव में गरीब महिलाएं हैं उनके भोजन के लिए, आर्थिक व्यवस्था के लिए कुछ ऐसी व्यवस्था की जाए जो गर्भवती माताएं, बहनें हैं, उनको भी लाभ देना चाहिए। इसी बात के साथ मैं इस बिल का समर्थन करता हूं।
थैंक यू। श्री डी राजा।
Sir, while I support the content and intent of this bill, I have a couple of questions. Number one, more than 96% of women are in unorganized sector, informal sector. Government should not stop with this bill. It should work on these issues. And among them, agricultural workers constitute a major section. When I say this, they are mostly Dalits and tribal people. And these women do not have direct access to any benefit because we do not have a central legislation for agricultural workers. And we have been demanding government should come forward to enact a central legislation for agricultural workers. And government should think of women in unorganized sector. Number two, under Right to Food Act, there is maternity entitlements, whether that will continue and it will be extended when you discuss this maternity benefit. Successive governments have strengthened different schemes in order to help children and women, particularly when women are pregnant. But there can be one small lacuna. The money given to women may not be used for their welfare, but for the entire family. It becomes family income because of various factors. But center can draw lessons from the experience of some states like Tamilnadu, how to strengthen the schemes which can directly benefit the women, children, in terms of nutrition, in terms of their health care. These two issues government will have to address in the coming days.
We feed little children from 1 to 6 from the time they're born. We have the Anganwadi scheme. And we have, as was pointed out by Sanjay, that we have the Indira Gandhi Matritva Yojana, which doesn't cover the whole country, but covers a small portion, about 200 districts, for feeding pregnant women and giving them we're thinking of a direct benefit transfer to cover the whole of India. So this is under consideration.
Okay. Now, Srimati Wansuk Sai.
Though belated, the government efforts to move this bill for consideration and passing is welcome. The object of maternity leave and benefit is to protect the dignity of motherhood by providing for the full and healthy maintenance of woman and her child when she is not working in this context. The move to enhance the period of entitlement of maternity benefits under Section 5 of the Principal Act is necessary. I am of the view that the benefit of this act should extend to the large number of establishments or organizations in the country employed less than 10%. There are several establishments with 7 or 8 employees, even less than that. Therefore, the benefit of the act should be extended to contract workers, construction workers, call center workers, etc. I would suggest that the ceiling of minimum 10% in establishment may be reduced to 5% for availing the benefits of the Act. Much beyond the primary scope of ensuring a prescribed minimum rest period for women employees, workers with full wages and perks, both prenatal and postnatal, the government has launched many schemes for the well-being of pregnant women under Jani Suraksha Yojana under the Health National Mission. Though women from rural areas being poor entitles under the scheme benefits, the pregnant women to cover all expenses for the deliveries, including cesarean section, free drugs and consumables, free diet and diagnostic, etc. There are several women, labor migrants from drought-hit areas in Rajasthan, Bundelkhand, and Chhattisgarh working in Delhi on other urban sector. They work under inhuman conditions and are exploited by contractors and middlemen. The government should ensure that the benefit of this act should also be extended to them. The NHM launched during the UPA regime the comprehensive health care system for rural population, reaching out to the deprived sector of the society. Northeastern states, including Meghalaya, are still to attain the record show by other states in lowering MMR. It was during the UPA ambitions plan to improve delivery on healthcare front, a scheme to engage more than 9.15 lakhs accredited social health activists, ASHA, to assist pregnant women towards safety delivery. ASHA volunteers have been reaching to every nook and corners of the remote rural areas. I hope you will forgive me for this digression. All I wanted to say is that the UPA government wanted to ensure health care benefits to non-working women also, housewives, through a slew of measures and schemes under the National Health Mission and Janani Raksha Yojana. The contributions of non-working women, housewives, to look after the household and upbringing of children cannot be quantified in terms of remuneration, which examine ways to compensate non-working housewives who do not get the benefits of maternity benefits enjoyed by working women as provided for in the bill under discussions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Sri Narendra Budania.
धन्यवाद अध्यक्ष महोदय। आज कुपोषण व अन्य कारणों से बच्चों की मृत्यु दर को कम करने की दिशा में ये बिल लाया गया है और आपका ये कदम स्वागत योग्य है और इसका हमारी पार्टी और हम पूरी तरह से इसका समर्थन करते हैं। महोदय, आपने इस बिल में 26 सप्ताह का प्रसूति के लिए आपने लाभ दिया है, लेकिन ये सही नहीं है सर। वास्तव में प्रसूता को सहायता मदद करना चाहते हैं, इस देश के बच्चों की मृत्यु दर कम करना चाहते हैं, हमारे बच्चों को कुपोषण से बचाना चाहते हैं, तो हमको इस संख्या को बढ़ाना चाहिए, इन दिनों को बढ़ाना चाहिए। और मैं सोचता हूँ 26 से सप्ताह किया है, उसको 1 वर्ष होना चाहिए, जो अन्य साथियों ने भी मांग की है। आज हमारे देश में असंगठित मजदूरों की संख्या बहुत ज़्यादा है, विशेष तौर से जो कृषि के लिए काम करती महिलाएं, ग्रामीण हैं, गरीब हैं, अनपढ़ हैं, उन महिलाओं के लिए आप क्या करने वाले हैं? मैं समझता हूं कि ये बिल आपका धरती पे उतरे, इसके लिए आपको बहुत ही अच्छे ढंग से सोचना पड़ेगा। महोदय, आपने संख्या 50 कर्मचारियों की रखी है किसी प्रतिष्ठान के लिए, ये संख्या कम होनी चाहिए। आज हमारे अधिक संख्या में लोग जो हैं वो जो है 50 से नीचे काम करते हैं, तो कैसे लाभ मिलेगा उनको? और आज उनको जो है फैक्ट्री एक्ट से बार कर दिया गया, उनको अपने अधिकार ही नहीं है मांग करने का। महोदय, मैं एक विशेष जानकारी मैं चाहता हूं मंत्री महोदय से। मुझे ये जानकारी मिली है कि राजस्थान के अंदर फैक्ट्री एक्ट के अंदर 40 मजदूरों से नीचे को जो है फैक्ट्री एक्ट से बाहर कर दिया गया है, और 2014 के अंदर उन्होंने जो है राजस्थान फैक्ट्री एक्ट, राजस्थान कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट, राजस्थान इंडस्ट्रियल एक्ट, इसमें संशोधन किया है। तो मैं मंत्री जी से जानना चाहता हूं कि आपने जो सेंट्रल बिल लेके आए हैं, ये राजस्थान के लिए कैसे फायदेमंद होगा, वहां कैसे लागू होगा? महोदय, एक महिला जब काम के लिए जाती है तो उसको अपना मंगलसूत्र छुपाना पड़ता है, उसको अपना मंगलसूत्र छुपाना पड़ता है, तो कहीं उसको पता नहीं लग जाए कि मैं शादीशुदा हूं। यदि शादीशुदा होती है तो उसको काम नहीं लिया जाता है। इसके ऊपर सारे सदन को विशेष तौर से सोचना पड़ेगा कि ऐसी महिलाओं के लिए हम क्या कर सकते हैं।
श्रीमती वंदना चौहान।
To support this maternity benefit amendment bill which seeks to amend the 1961 Act. So the two main provisions that this bill seeks to make is, one is extending the time period of the maternity leave, and secondly inserting the section 11A for provision of creche facilities. So both are indeed very commendable provisions, and I congratulate the government for that. But I would like to make certain only two points on this. One is, while extending the period, it has been very categorically written that in case of women who have less than 2 surviving children, only then this provision of extension is allowed. So I would like to say that this is very discriminatory. I know of a person who has 2 mentally handicapped children, challenged children, so she wanted to take a chance for the third. So in such a case, will she not be given that maternity leave extension? This is a question I think the government needs to look into. Secondly, sir, the third child normally comes at a later age. And there is research which has gone in that a lady is, there are life-threatening conditions characterized by high blood pressure and gestational diabetes. So this is again another point that involves the health of women, and therefore it must be looked into. So the second point which I wish to make is about the creches. Sir, present provision is about wherever there are 50 employees, only there will be a creche. So this is in conflict with the provisions of the Factories Act of 1948, which says that every factory which has more than 30 women workers, there a creche facility would be made available. And therefore, I feel that instead of the 50 workers, if the 30 workers is looked into, that would make it more feasible, and the government may be looked into, may kindly look into this. And the last submission, sir, which a lot of my colleagues have already made, we have to start talking about paternity leave in future. According to the International Labour Organization report 2014, sir, nearly 78 countries in the world provide paternity leave. And 70 out of the 78 countries have paid paternity leave. Budyani ji just mentioned that महिलाओं को अपना मंगलसूत्र छुपा के आना पड़ता है. It's a fact, sir. If somebody is to be given a job, and if the employer realizes that this woman may be going out for a leave, probably there would be gender bias. So if a man also can claim paternity leave, just not maybe as much as a woman, but he is entitled to paternity leave, maybe that gender bias also would come. Thank you, sir, for giving me.
Yeah, thank you very much. Srimati Anuaga.
Sir, I'm for the maternity leave being extended from 12 to 26 weeks. A child needs bonding from both the parents, and can this 26 weeks be shared between a mother and father? Can we include paternity leave? Men in India leave child rearing 100% to a mother and glorify motherhood. By offering paternity leave, we will sensitize the men a little more, and maybe they will think twice before having more children. While I'm aware of the great benefits of breastfeeding, I do not think there should be overt or subtle pressure on women to breastfeed. It is a woman's choice, and a woman should not be made to feel guilty for not breastfeeding. I wonder why maternity leave in case of adopting a child is restricted to 16 weeks. This means we differentiate between a natural and an adopted child. And I think it should be extended to 26 weeks. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. To be brief and focused.
आप बने रहिए हमारे साथ. मिलते हैं एक छोटे से ब्रेक के बाद. जारी है संसद संवाद.
The very purpose of this bill is to increase the working woman force. This act applies to the mines, factories, and circus industry, and plantation, and shop or establishments.
चर्चा के दौरान सदस्यों ने नियुक्ति के साथ महिला को लिखित या इलेक्ट्रॉनिक रूप में मात्र लाभ की जानकारी देने के प्रावधान को अनिवार्य करने की सराहना की. इसके साथ ही ये भी सुझाव दिया कि अवकाश प्रावधान को माता पिता दोनों के बीच बांटा जाए. पितृ अवकाश से लैंगिक भेदभाव पर नियंत्रण लगाने में मदद मिलेगी.
Srimati Jaya Bachchan.
Thank you, sir. I agree with all my other colleagues, and I congratulate the government and the minister for this bill. Hope you will give a little more consideration, especially to the women working in parliament. It's fine for women who are members, but what about the working women in parliament who work till very late, and a lot of them are pregnant?
Already get this leave from before.
No, it's not about the leave. The safety of these women going back home so late at night, especially under this kind of circumstances that we are living in a place called Delhi. UP government has already made it mandatory for government organizations to give women 6 months leave after delivery. Sir, pregnant women need equal care. Women who deliver, of course, do, because there's a lot to do. But pregnant women need equal care, especially the 7th month of pregnancy is a very important month and a very crucial month for a mother. And I think a little consideration has to be given there. In the same way, When a child is 7 months old, the child starts teething. That's when the child needs the mother most. Because with teething, you get a lot of problems that a child faces. And I think attendance of the parent, mother, father, or both together is very, very important. So, sir, I hope you will give it a thought and extend this to a year. If not a year, at least for 8 months.
Now, Sri Sadish Misra.
I have only one clarification which I just wanted to ask from the Honourable Minister. Both the ministers are there, the women and child. And in this bill, you have included a woman who legally adopts a child and also commissioning mother. But what about the surrogate mother? Is the surrogate mother, if she is also an employee and she is working somewhere, we are asking about the commissioning mother who is engaging a surrogate mother and for bringing the child in the womb, and you are also making provision for a person who adopts the woman who adopts a child. But what about the mother who is a surrogate mother? This I would like whether this covers, because from the bill it doesn't look so, and if it doesn't, you should include it and you should make it also a surrogate mother in clause 4 of where you are bringing this amendment.
Hence the purpose of the bill is actually to bond the mother and child. A surrogate mother gives up her child on delivery, so she will not have a child to bond with. So that she doesn't need that leave. No, we're not giving
during
any,
that period.
There's no leave during
what
pregnancy.
What about the leave during that period? She's carrying
She's not.
it. Yes, and she has to recover thereafter also.
Oh,
so
absolutely
therefore,
true,
I think it is missed. So you must consider it and consider bringing an amendment into this so that you include the surrogate mother also.
Okay. Now, Honourable Minister.
Deputy Chairman, sir, I thank all the honourable members, those who have participated and unanimously in one voice supported this bill. Particularly, I am thankful to the especially women members. The very purpose of this bill is to increase the working woman force. Number one, because in workforce, the participation of women is day by day decreasing. But in formal sectors, a few years, little bit increase is there. So that's why we have thought of overall view. I wanted to make it clear that this entitlement of maternity benefit from 26 weeks from earlier provision of 12 weeks in a case of women who have less than 2 surviving children. In other case, the existing level of 12 weeks maternity benefit will continue, and adopting mother shall be entitled 12 weeks maternity weeks from the date the child is handed over after birth or from the date of adoption, as the case may be. And fourth, to facilitate work from home to a mother in a case where the nature of work is assigned to a woman employee is of kind where she can work from home by inserting enabling provision. And fifth, make it a mandatory in respect of establishments having 50 or more employees to have the facility of Krishi either individually or as a shared common facility within such distance as may be prescribed by rules, and also to allow 4 visits to the Krishi by the woman daily, including the intervals for rest allowed. This Act applies to the mines, factories and circus industry and plantation and shop or establishments. And this also employ 10 or more persons, those are employing, except ESIC. Central government employee, they are entitled for 26 weeks maternity benefit. Now same we are extending to the organized sector. Said this is the genesis of this is ILC conference, Indian Labour Conference of 44, 45 and 46. They recommended 24 weeks. And our senior colleague, Women and Child Welfare Ministry, they time and again they are requesting to get this bill most urgently. And their recommendation was 8 months. So our ministry, taking into the all aspects, we have decided 26 weeks. Only for the 2 children, as I have mentioned. The maternity benefit, it is a paid absence work. Other important this aspect is, there is a maternity bonus. Maternity bonus that is up to 3,500. And any employer cannot remove on the ground of pregnancy. And employee also will not be permitted to work. And this crush which you have mentioned, we have made it a mandatory for number 50. This is going to be expected benefit more than 1.8 million workforce in this country. Other important aspect is this, moreover, Maternity Benefit Act is also act applicable to every employer, and there is no question of excluding it from small factory bill. I once again thank all the honorable members and our government. We are empowering women, and the initiative which taken by our honorable Prime Minister and NDA Narendra Modi ji to enhance the dignity of women, we have taken this perspective also. Thank you.
Okay.
सदन में इस बात पर आम राय है कि 26 हफ्तों के मातृत्व अवकाश और आय की सुरक्षा के प्रावधानों से कामकाजी महिलाओं की तादाद में इजाफा होगा और शिशु मृत्यु दर में भी कमी आएगी। श्रम और रोजगार राज्य मंत्री बंडारू दत्तात्रेय ने सांसदों के सवालों का जवाब देते हुए कहा कि मातृत्व लाभ संशोधन विधेयक 2016 का फायदा खानों, कारखानों, सर्कस, दुकानों, प्रतिष्ठानों में काम करने वाली सभी महिला कर्मचारियों को मिलेगा। मंत्री महोदय ने यह भी कहा कि 10 कामगारों वाले प्रतिष्ठानों की महिला कर्मचारियों को भी कानूनी सुरक्षा मिलेगी। चर्चा में 11 दलों के 15 सदस्यों ने अपने विचार रखे। चर्चा में हस्तक्षेप करते हुए महिला और बाल विकास मंत्री मेनका गांधी ने कहा कि बच्चे और मां की उचित देखरेख के लिए विधेयक जरूरी है। इस अंक में फिलहाल इतना ही। हम फिर लेकर आएंगे जनहित के किसी मुद्दे पर संसद में होने वाला एक और सार्थक संवाद। तब तक के लिए नमस्कार।